that any team is calling on Tyquan Thornton. What do they expect the ask would be on Tyquan Thornton? What do the Patriots believe they could get back in return for that guy?
Well, they're calling because of his speed, and I'm just telling you,
really fast.
Anyone who runs like
mind-boggling
that,
fast.
But anybody who runs like that, that's the thing about guys like that is like there's some coach out there that's saying I can get more out of him because you can't teach that. And there's some team out there that's lacking the ability to get the ball downfield that looks at a guy like that and says, at the very least, we can create a threat with a guy like that.
No, you can't. He can't catch anything.
I know, and I agree with you.
He's a track star. That's it. Like, what do you do with that?
Beetle, I'm not defending the decision to call him. I'm just telling you, like the two receivers they've gotten calls on.
Have you? Because
I heard they haven't gotten calls on Bourne.
That's crazy to me. Someone should be calling on Bourne. Bourne actually has ability. He had a terrible day on Sunday. But if I'm San Francisco, I'm calling on Bourne. They were interested in taking him back in the Ayuk deal for good reason because he's familiar with everything.
And maybe that still materializes. But I
would call again if I were San Francisco.
But that would be one that would make sense. Like Bourne going to San Francisco would 100%
Have you talked to any of the people who actually called on Tyquan Thornton?
I've talked to a lot of people, on this stuff over the last week, yes.
Come on. I mean, that's a hard one to believe. That's a hard one to buy. It's a hard one to buy.
But Tyquan Thornton, again, it's just, a lot of times you look at it, the guy's on a rookie contract. He's cheap. He costs nothing. He's fast. We can probably do something.
I hope it happens. I hope that he finds a new place to try out. That isn't New England because
He's
Patriots.
Not any good. I agree with you.
The Patriots are in a position where they should do what they're doing at offensive line, which is you stink. We're going to get a guy off the street and see if he's any better. Mm-hmm. And not that was because of an evaluation. It was more out of just dire need. The necessity to replace guys going down on the offensive line. But at wide receiver, let's go. Try something else.
Yeah, the receiver room's rotten.
Yeah, bring in some new faces. Bring in some new guys that you can go looking for.
Yeah. I mean, I brought this up on Early Edition the other day, and I thought that this would, I don't think it's the worst idea in the world. Do you maybe trade one of your young guys for Adam Thielen, and you add Adam Thielen into the receiver room?
Is he the best sort of personality and leader to throw in there? Isn't he?
I think he's a good leader.
He is?
Well, you say young guys as far as what?
Well, I mean, if you I don't know, is there somebody who's fallen out of favor here where you say, Thornton, is he somebody where the analytics people in Carolina are like, well, we can do something with somebody that fast?
Sure.
And then you say, okay, so would you give him would you give us Adam Thielen back?
That makes sense then. I'd take that.
I mean, I just think something like that creatively, if you, again, and that's, I don't think they're adding anybody at the trade deadline, but that's the sort of thing that could make some sense if you're saying, okay, our receiver room's in a really weird spot. We want to bring somebody in here who can be kind of a stabilizing force so we don't lose the young guys. So Jalen Polk does have an influence in there. Thielen wouldn't be the worst guy to go and get.
Tim in Nashua on this very topic. Hi, Tim.
So, Bert, knowing what's in the room and what you could possibly get, I would assume Uche is some upside to some team. Obviously, he is. So why didn't they use him to get... Why didn't they get that lineman? And it's basically an even swap. What exactly is going on? Is Grow a part of this? I don't understand exactly what they're trying to do. And are they going to make any big?
Yeah, what lineman
are you talking about?
Yeah,
the one from Carolina, I believe.
Oh, maybe Jacksonville. Cam Robinson.
Jacksonville.
Cam Robinson, yeah, who got traded from Jacksonville to Minnesota.
Got it.
That was one that made some sense, yeah. I mean, now, that guy's not a long-term answer for you because he's up after the year. He's a tackle, so he's expensive, but obviously a guy who's got experience on both sides of the tackle position. I'm not opposed to the idea of something like that. Now, the question is, are you willing to give up a fourth-round pick to go and get him, which essentially, if he plays well, is what Minnesota gave up to get him. And Minnesota feels like we don't have enough at tackle. Things came apart on them in that Rams game when they lost when they lost Christian Darrisaw, who's one of the best tackles in football. And so they're looking at it we're very much in the division race. We're in the playoff race. It's worth it for us.
It's a guy going into free agency. That's a contender move. Right. That's what that is. That's a move that a contender makes, and they actually got a good deal on that.
Yeah, I mean to get a starting tackle for fourth round pick is fine.
Yeah,
he'd fallen
in a year when you think you can win the Super Bowl, yeah.
Yeah, Cam Robinson has sort of fallen into disfavor in Jacksonville, which is part of the story. But if you're Minnesota, you figure we've got a good environment here. Like, this guy's going to come in here and he's going to shut up and play because of the environment that we've already got. So I liked it for Minnesota. I wouldn't have minded the swing if I were New England, but I'm not sure you've got the right setup for a guy like that right
So you
now.
said a couple of minutes ago you don't think they're going to add anything at the deadline.
No.
I think it's.
I don't think so. I just think that the picks are too valuable right now. I think right now what's important is having volume of draft picks because they've got so many holes in their roster. Because here's the thing: it's like once you get down into like the 4th and 5th and 6th rounds, like those are all a crapshoot.
Shoot, third rounders are for them.
Yeah, so like the more darts you can have to throw at the board, the better. And I know people don't want to hear that right now, but like I actually, this team's in a position where I like the idea of them adding 4th and 5th and 6th round picks. So you've got the most shots to get it right. So maybe you get a starting guard or a safety or a D tackle who's in the rotation out of, and then you get 4 years of that guy on a rookie contract for what would be the back half of a year from a guy that maybe isn't going to be around long term.
Bert's here today, which means we got lunch.
Yep.
Thank you to
You're welcome.
D'Angelo Grilled Sandwiches for bringing in lunch today. Sink your teeth into steak royalty with D'Angelo's legendary number 9 grilled sandwich. Tender, juicy grilled sirloin or chicken smothered in onions, peppers, mushrooms, and American cheese and grilled to perfection. Devour one today only at D'Angelo.
New England institution.
It absolutely is. Go to D'Angelo's.com. We've talked about this with Bert. They're making a comeback.
They are.
Big
they
time
are. I mean,
comeback.
when I was a kid, it was like,
It's the only sub shop.
well, you have your local like House of Pizza sub shop in every town, right? Like the Greek like pizza place that has subs, and then you had D'Angelo's, and that was really it.
They also have the new Nashville hot sandwiches. Zoe's going to Nashville this weekend. That includes the Nashville hot chicken and ranch. That sounds good.
I'm not a spicy guy.
I know, that's because you're a big baby.
Hold the spice, and I'll eat that. Chicken and ranch sounds good.
Yeah.
So even on wings, like you're not like a hot.
No,
spicy guy?
I could eat regular buffalo wings. Yeah.
Okay.
But not like let's go nitro. Let's step.
No,
up.
I didn't know if it
Let's
extended.
go
over
wacko.
wings. Okay.
Yeah, wacko.
Yeah, so go to D'Angelo's.com, find the location nearest you. We've got more with Bert Breer coming up. And also, let's check the email inbox and all the
Still on
criticism. Yeah, all the criticism for Tim McCone. We'll read it in the Deanne Van Line's voice next.
Hey, if you like that clip, check out more videos from Zolak and Bertrand right here. For more Patriots analysis and opinion, hit this playlist. And for all the latest from the Sports Hub, download the app at 985thesportshub.com.